Hello everybody. Today we are going to be talking about some very general stuff in terms of changes to support in Season 2. We're not going to get into any gameplay footage today, but we're going to talk about some changes that are affecting us as well as the general warrior build today. So, the first change that does affect us is there is a new range which you can be from the minions in order to receive gold. That is, it went from 80 to 60. So it's a smaller range that you have to be within the minion in order to get the credit for it. Not a huge effect on us. Generally, you're going to be in the lane grabbing the XP, grabbing the gold, no problem. But this does mean on your rotations that you can't stand in the jungle anymore and get credit for a wave minion. So you have to make sure that you're going into the whole wave. For those who don't know, tagging is back. You can tag the wave and then leave and you'll still get credit. That is a-okay. Another change is now no matter what side of the map you're on, you will always have the red buff by you. This means that instead of doing on the order side where you would do speed buff to blue buff to lane, now you're doing red buff to attack speed buff to lane. That red buff is really big for early game ability based characters. Ares with a red buff at level 3, huge power spike. Hercules, huge power spike. These characters that have very high ability damage with this red buff are doing a lot more damage. You have to be very careful about facing them, and you might want to think about picking them. As far as rotations for support, it's the same. Mid-harpies are still spawning at the same time. You're still looking to go get those. You're still hitting level 5 right before that wave if you have the wave advantage, etc. That all stays the same. So, big change that we're talking about. Midas boots are gone. Sovereignty is gone. What does that mean for support? What are we doing with our life now? Well, you're not getting Midas anymore. You're getting cooldown boots. They're really cheap. They're really good. It also, because we're getting cooldown boots, that means that ability-based characters, once again, you're looking really good right now. You're getting early cooldown, like 4 or 5 minutes in the game, you've got that 15% cooldown. So characters that have high CC are in right now. Athena's doing great with cooldown boots. So what does that mean for us? Well, we're not getting Sovereignty because Sovereignty sucks. It's not any good right now. Maybe towards the end of the game it'd be good, but not at the beginning of our game. So we're not getting Watcher's Gift at the start of our game. I know it's going to be crazy. We're going to go into the build and talk about it. But we're not getting Watchers because we don't need Midas because we don't need Sov. It's going to be crazy. We'll get to look at that build in a second. Actives on our support are staying the same. You still need Hog. Shell is still amazing. You still get weakening if you need it. You still get blink on some gods, maybe Ares, whatever. So that all stays the same, no problems there. Our consumables stay the same. A big difference for us that we need to be careful of, though, on supports is the leashing of Gold Fury FG. They don't instantly have full health again. A lot of mistakes right now people are making with Gold Fury is they're pulling it, they're trying to leash it. It's resetting, but it's not actually resetting because it starts to regen HP, and then I'm pulling it, and I'm taking it, and then I'm hogging it. Be very careful with your calls right now. You have to 100% know that you can take it because you can't leash it back anymore. So, now that that's all out of the way, let's go ahead and get into this general build here for a warrior. So, our starter items that we're looking at for all supports right now, Mark of the Vanguard. Mark of the Vanguard is doing really good. It's about the same. It got a 50 health increase at the start. Why are we getting this? It's way better than Watcher's Gift right now. Watcher's Gift got the MP5, HP5 taken off of it, so we don't really need that anymore. The passive on Watcher's Gift is okay. The big difference is we don't need the Watcher's Gift to give us the extra 100 gold, 150 gold to get to Midas, which then gave us the extra like 200, 300 gold to get into Sovereignty because there's no Midas and there's no Sovereignty, so you don't need that early game extra gold. You're better off being tanky. So either get Mark of the Vanguard or get Scepter on a warrior support. You can't see what it does here because this is still very early in the PTS stage. Scepter probably going to get nerfed. So for most supports, you're going to be going Mark of the Vanguard. It's not going to get changed. It's still going to be a great item. When you're going into your boots, your options are cooldown boots, being 30 physical power, your 18% movement speed across all boots, and then the cooldown reduction 15%, or Talaria boots, often referred to as Nikes. I really dislike these boots. Some people are liking them. It gives you a lot of movement speed out of combat as well as HP 5. I say nonsense. You're going to be in fights anyway. That's what you're doing. You're a support. Get the cooldown boots. Get your skills back more often. Get your Guan Yu heal up. Do whatever you need to do. Quick side note for Guan Yu. The only exception to this starter item rule is Guan Yu. He can get Bluestone Pendant for the passive. restores 4% of your missing mana every 5 seconds. Only person right now on support you should be getting that item on is Guan Yu, and even then you can still get Mark of the Vanguard. You'll be totally okay. So looking into our new core items, Sovereignty is out, so we need a quick item that we can get physical protection and our hit points on. What's the item going to be? You have two choices. Either Mid-Guardian Mail if you want to go more defensive. This is going to give you the health and your physical protection that you're looking for, as well as a really nice passive. Mid-Guardian Mail, one of the best passives in the game. The other option you have is going into Runeforged Hammer. Essentially same health, essentially the same protection, but the passive is more aggressive. So if you're going aggressive, you go Runeforged. If you go defensive, you go Mid-Guardian Mail. Of course, third or fourth item, we're looking at our Magi's Blessing. That didn't change. Still a great item. We still needed to secure objectives. Everything about it's wonderful. After that, you start to get into your situational items. Spirit Robe, if you want more cooldown, if they have a lot of CC, it's great in combination with Magi's Blessing. Or we start looking down here towards aura items. Heartwood Amulet, a new item in the game. 300 health, 60 magical protection, and gives an aura of physical protection and 20 MP5 to your team as well as yourself. Really good item towards the late stages of the game. You can't get it early as like your first item though, because it gives magical protection, and you need physical protection for against minions, other players, objectives. Everything in the game is pretty much physical damage, which is why you have to get that early Mid-Guardian Mail Runeforged Hammer. You can get Sovereignty later in the game if they have a lot of magical damage. It's okay. Don't get it early. It is not that good anymore. Witchblade, of course, a great item always. Or the new Runic Shield if you're dealing with a Chronos or a Freya, something like that, that you're having a hard time with. Basically, the same thing as Witchblade, except for it's the magical version. You're getting magical protections instead of physical protections. You're reducing magical power instead of physical power. For our actives, same things, of course, Wrath of the Gods, Shell, Weakening Curse, whatever you need in the situation, and then our consumables stay the same. So that's what we're looking for on our new Warrior support start. You're getting a Mark of the Vanguard, which is different. Watcher's Gift is out. Midas is out. Mid-Guardian Mail is in. Spirit Robe is in. Cooldown Boots are in. This is kind of your general build that you're looking at for Warrior supports. Give it a try. I'll get a Guardian video out pretty soon where I'll talk about the general Guardian build that you're doing. It's relatively similar, but it is a little bit different. You can't get the Runeforged Hammer, etc. So I'll get that to you guys as soon as possible. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, subscribe to me on YouTube, and you could follow me on Twitch where I stream Monday through Friday. Have a Twitching day, y'all.